Hey guys, thank you for joining me on this week's video. October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and lots of people in my industry, whether risk management or insurance, talk about cyber insurance. If you see one of these types of endorsements or this on your business owner policy or your commercial package policy, do not consider this as a cyber insurance program. This is nothing more than an endorsement on a business owner policy or commercial package policy that gives you third-party cyber data breach coverage only. I'm going to share with you today a cyber insurance proposal that I put together for my insurance agency. We're going to go through it together so that you can see what it really looks like. Hey guys, my name is Mike, and if you enjoy my videos, please give me a thumbs up. It really means a lot to us. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know the next videos we release. Also, if you have any questions about this video throughout, feel free to drop a comment. You can tag the time. I'm happy to respond to all comments. I always do. And if you need any help with cyber insurance or understanding risk management protocols when it comes to cybersecurity and how we can help, email us at hello@foagency.com or shoot us a call or text at 858-384-1506. We're more than happy to help. If you take a look here at my screen, this is a quote proposal from Chubb. Chubb is a very well-known, not just insurance provider in general, known to be, one of the top-notch insurance carriers nationwide, a very prestigious company, one that insures, and when they do, they're going to offer you the best coverage out there. We're a partner of Chubb. I like their cyber insurance program, and I'm going to show you why. So I put this together for my company. You can see how they make note of Chubb Cyber Enterprise Risk Management Policy. So it's not just the protection you get from the insurance policy if something were to happen, but it's also the risk management protocols they give you, the risk management services they provide to ensure that you don't have the problem, right? I mean, the goal is not to have a data breach or not to have a ransomware attack or not to fall susceptible to social engineering. And what people don't realize is most of the problems that happen, the hacks that occur for businesses, are small businesses because their people clicked somewhere or responded to something they shouldn't have. So training is really important, and understanding this is really important. That's what Chubb does. And this is a true on cyber insurance program. Now, if you look here, when we provide options for our clients, and as you can see, the option here is we provide 3 levels, and Chubb offers 3 levels of coverage. They offer the essential package, which is not really a starting package, but somewhat starting package for people that are just kind of starting off, maybe a smaller company that just want to get some cyber coverage, but don't want to spend too much money. Then they have a Premier package, and then they have a Premier Plus package. But let's take a look. So the cyber package, you're going to get $1 million for the essential product for all your first-party agreements. When we say first-party insuring agreements, this means that this is coverage that you can trigger and claim directly with the carrier. Let's say you had a damage to your auto for your auto insurance, or if you had a fire at your house, you would claim directly to the homeowner's insurance policy. In this case, you would claim directly for loss sustained to your company on a first-party basis to Chubb. In this case, they're the carrier. It doesn't require a third party to come against you for a claim or a demand. So that's where your first-party coverage comes in. You can see $1 million here for Cyber Incident Response Fund, Cyber Incident Response Team, Business Interruption Loss. So a lot of times when companies sustain a cyber loss, because it's a loss that's covered under the insurance policy, the trigger of the loss is a cyber incident. Business interruption kicks in where the carrier can replace the revenue that you lost because you can no longer operate. Contingent business interruption loss, digital data recovery, and network extortion coverage. What does all this mean? When people take a cyber incident, when people have a cyber incident, have a cyber breach, a lot of times their networks are destroyed, their computer systems are destroyed. They need to rebuild their network, rebuild their hardware. They also need to have a team come in, forensic team, to look and see what was infiltrated, what was destroyed, what files did the cyber attacker, if they were the criminal, get to. So all this coverage comes into play when the cyber incident happens. You can see below, there's the third-party insuring agreements, cyber privacy and network security liability. That would mean if you have, again, your breach caused damage to a third party, to your client, let's say, for example. Your client comes back on you for a demand to replenish or to replace their losses. That's where your third-party liability kicks in. You can see there's $1 million there. There's the payment card loss coverage, regulatory proceeding coverage, and then the electronic, social, and printed media liability coverage that's also included with Chubb's cyber package. Now, something to keep in mind on this section. If you were to sustain a cyber incident or a cyber breach, cyber hack, there are laws that require you to notify your clientele clientele. There are laws that require you to provide notification services for your clientele. Also, in some cases, credit card replacement if you had your client's credit cards were breached. And also monitoring services if your client's personal private information such as social security numbers were breached. This all costs money. So the cyber insurance policy would come in and assist with that. So as we continue down the list here, there's the cyber crime insuring agreements. I didn't check those off here, but there's computer fraud coverage, funds transfer fraud, and social engineering fraud. A big one that's happening now is funds transfer fraud. I had a situation recently where a client, while they were speaking in an email chain or communicating via email with their vendor, somebody hacked their vendor's system and dropped in an invoice as they were communicating about payment, and the invoice was directing the payment to fraudulent account where the money was sent and lost. So funds transfer fraud is a big one. You want to have coverage to be able to recoup, and that's what this is. And then of course, ransomware and counter endorsement, which if you have a ransomware attack where the criminal is holding you hostage, whether it's your files or your client's files, in exchange for a ransom, Chubb, not only from their team, will come in and help work with the person to come to an agreement, but also pay that ransom on behalf of the company. So again, a full-on cyber insurance proposal. If you take a look at the Premier package, same coverage, higher limit. So now we have the $2 million limits. There are differences in the policy forms, which I'm going to show you where that is as we continue on here. And then the Premier Plus package, which is $3 million limits. Of course, every proposal comes with a list of forms and endorsements. There are payment plans available. But here is something that I was talking about before, where the service is included, not just coverage. So as you can see, they tell you what solutions are offered, either complimentary with part of the policy or at a discounted rate through their providers or their partners. The solutions range anywhere from cyber incident response solutions to cyber vulnerability management solutions to user education to endpoint cybersecurity solutions. So a whole array of products and services that are offered to help you stay away from a cyber breach or cyber incident. And then this is what I was talking about earlier. As you can see, there's the Essential, Premier, and Premier Plus page. I can send this to anybody who's interested, but it gives you a list of what comes with the coverage, not just the limits, but also some of the co-insurance clauses and some other policy form language that's included that could differ between the three packages. And of course, when we work with our clients, if our clients qualify for Chubb, we like to give them all three options along with this document that shows the differences between the three. This is a cyber risk report that Chubb created for me when I went on and proposed coverage for my agency. And it shows you what's your security rating, where might you have some vulnerabilities, what areas can you focus in to close those gaps or fix those issues so that you don't have any issues. And then here is what a cyber incident could cost me if it were to happen. It's crazy. But I mean, these are real numbers, $926,287. And it goes down the list and shows you why. The incident investigation costs, crisis management costs, PCI costs, fines and penalties. I said that before, ransomware costs, data restoration costs, and business interruption costs all come in when you have a cyber incident. So guys, I hope that was helpful. Remember, October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. If you own a business, make yourself understand or inform yourself about what's out there and what could happen, because we're seeing more and more of it here, working with our clients, working day to day in this field. When things do go wrong, we hear about it, and it's become a real problem. And like I said, a lot of it is controllable for proper training, for putting in proper security measures, hiring the right software providers, partners, cybersecurity partners, and then of course an insurance agent and a risk management company that's going to help you understand and stay away from it. And if it does happen, you have a cyber insurance policy or program to lean on. And guys, remember, if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you know when we release the next one. I hope you found this video helpful and hope to see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.